Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button and the post notification bell to stay up to date with the channel. With that being said, let's get into it. Alright, if you're new to Volkswagens and the twin charge system, the supercharger runs off the water pump. Now this is a magnetic clutch. See how it's freely spinning. Input comes from here and it engages onto the pulley of the water pump. So this is on and off quite a bit in its lifetime because supercharger kicks in when you put your foot down. So every time you go a certain percentage on the throttle, the supercharger will kick in. So we need to replace it on the Mrs. Mark 5 Golf. So let's bring it in and let it cool down. Let's go get it. Just took the cover off and flipped it over that way. Still got a vacuum line on there, but you need to get this pipe off, this one off, the two that are under there. You have to jack the car up, so I'll do that later tonight. Alright, if you're going to work on a Golf or a Volkswagen, you're going to need Torx bits. I've got the tamper-proof ones just in case. But yeah, you can see my Go Fast bits. Diverter valve plus, little spacer there, and I'll link a little doodad up here if you want to go check out the installation there. So let's get this these torque bits off, or torque bolts. So I've got a T30 for 1, 2, 3, 4. This pipe should come off. Get the pliers onto that clamp there, push it back, and get that one off. Alright guys, got the 4 bolts off. I'm going to be using Ziploc bags. Just going to keep the Ziploc bags with the pipe that it comes off with. I'm not going to be riding it. I'll just separate them around. Should be alright. Alright. Got a bit of oil in the intake. And I've read that it's a pretty common thing. So a good upgrade would be a catch can PCV system, which at the moment I have no idea where it is. But yeah, might have to look at those kits to, well, if there is a kit I can use for this. But we'll get that pipe off and put it with this and set it off to the side. I might go down this way, so I'm not going to be coming down this way. Alrighty, I can see the belt now. Right there. Looks a little bit different to what I was dealing with before. So, to get down there, this is a clip that I need to pop off. And I need to get this bracket off here. And I think I really need to get this off. It's going to be a lot harder than I thought. I know, I think it's those. Is it 3? I don't know if there's one on the back, I can't see. Hi guys, I've got this pipe off. This is the actuator. You can see there's a flap in there. So they'll activate for the supercharger and turbocharger. There are 5 T30 bolts. I'll show you their location. So looking above it, there is one there. There is one there. There's one on top. There's one down there, which is next to the throttle body. and that one there at the back, sorry, and that one down there. So that sits on there. So we have this pipe here from the supercharger as well. It comes up, it's on an O-ring. And then we've got pipes, and this little bendy 90 here as well. Oop. Which I believe that's the intake for the supercharger. Goes through, boost comes out of this one, it comes up into here on the other side of the flap, and it goes into the turbocharger. When supercharger is not needed, that is open like it is now, when you can see through it. It's got a bit of weight in it. So I'm going to close that bag up, put this off to the side. There were some connectors we need to get off as well. It's got one on the back here, which is this pink one here. We've got a clip here, so that was this. There's another one that went to the actual flappy there, and that's it. So now I pop this clip off here. This is some fuel line. It's attached to that upper one. So this is just an O-ring into the back side of the supercharger. So I can actually pull that out right now. There we go. Just pulled it out. It's just pressed in. It's just pushed in by pressure from that top with those 5 bolts. So put that over with that. Must remember to put that back in. Ow. Clip just went under my nail. Okay, so you can see we've got a big hole there. We need to make sure nothing falls in there. So I'm going to get a rag and stick it over it. Nice clean one. Clean one's up there. Just got to make sure there's no spiders on it like last time. There's a massive huntsman on it. Alright, so I've got a rag down there. We cut it in half. Make sure there's no frayed bits that could fall in there. Bit of a pain with this. I don't know why Volkswagen did this, but they faced these hose clamps to the firewall. Guessing they did that because they obviously put this engine together outside of the vehicle. Now, the Golf that I pulled apart at the wreckers in the last episode of the water pump, that one was actually facing this way. So it was, instead of being there, it was here. I was facing this way. So somebody has been into it, and I believe they may have even changed the water pump on that one that I pulled off. Hopefully it's one of the new ones. I've heard that the newer ones have a different material on that magnetic clutch. Fingers crossed it is. That'd be awesome if it was. But yeah, we'll keep going at it. So these are, I think, 6mm hose clamps. Alrighty boys, just got the 90 degrees coupler, I guess you'd call it. Oh my god, so much oil. Maybe this is also an issue with why it's been spluttering a bit. Yeah, so much oil going in there, fouling up the plugs, valves. Yeah, maybe after I do what I want to do tonight, I'll head inside and check out some catch cans for this, because this is just stupid. Like, it's crazy. So much oil, and that's going into the intake. Like, look at that. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it. So much. Alright, so I need to get this pipe off now. Now, I need to get, well, from what I learnt down at the wreckers, I'll probably most likely need to get that sensor, that one there, off. Because once I go underneath the car, that pipe needs to go that way and down and out. Once I do that, then this bracket here can come off. Alrighty boys, I'm at the point that I need to jack up the car. So I'm going to jack up the car, put a couple of jack stands under the front here, and before I actually jack it up, I'll pop the cap off the wheel and just loosen off the wheel nuts and then jack it up. Alright, car is jacked up now. Let's get the wheel and inner guard off. Alright guys, we are taking off the bottom section of the inner guard, which goes underneath as well. So there's 7 T25 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's a lot. I think there's 9. Alright. So that is off. So we need to get this pipe off. And we actually need to get the belt off, and that's the tensioner, so we need to spring that back and pin it, and same with the one that's on the supercharger. But we'll get this off first. So there's one here, there's one just up the back here. I'm actually touching it now. I think we should be able to get that out. It's just a clip holding that in. So this is rubber going onto plastic. Alright, so I've got those 2 bolts out, disconnected. Now we have boot split, which is not good. So I have to let the missus know about that, and she needs new tyres. Boys, I've gotten stuck. I need to take the tension off a couple of the tensioners, and just don't have enough room to leverage on a normal spanner. Now, there is a special spanner that the Volkswagen guys use, but I'm going to go get some crow's foot flare nuts. So there we go. So I can use a 3/8 drive, and that should work. And then I'll have ones for brake lines and stuff too. So it's good. That should work. So I'm using a 5/8 that fits on there good. So I'm going to use a metric one. I'll go pick that up tomorrow. I am taking the family over to a friend's place, not that far away. So on the way back I'll drop into Super Cheap and pick them up. It says it's in stock. So really the only thing I can do is get this bracket off down here. I'm going to call it a night. It's getting pretty late, 11:30. So yeah, I was hoping to get everything off, but when I was pulling the clutch off the other one, that belt was already off, so I didn't have to deal with this one. I can do the one back there, but yeah, I'll just go get the tool for it and be done with it. Then when I'm putting it back on, be easy to release it as well. Yeah, just get this broken off, and I'll see you tomorrow. Alright guys, it's the next day. Went and got the crowfoot wrench set, so that will help with the tensioners. Got a little screwdriver bit set as well with the torque bits in there, so that'll help out as well. Got some degreaser. We're going to clean out the pipes, and also ordered a couple of catch cans. I'm going to put one on here. There's so much oil going through the intake, and it is recommended on this particular engine to have a catch can, and the other catch can will be for the Skyline, because that's an oil eater as well. So get this up. It's going to be a hot day today, about 38 I think, so I'll be sweating my butt off today, but we're going to get this done. Alright, got both tensioners pinned. That one, great, and the one at the back down there. Might be able to see the bolt through it. So should be able to get the water pump off now. So been sitting here trying to make a pin for this one for like half an hour, and I just detensioned it, took the belt off. Like, why didn't I think of that before? Got the other one up there that's detensioned. It doesn't have tension. That one doesn't have tension. So the belt is off the water pump, so it's good. See you later. So we can get into these torque bits here, torque bolts. So there's no tension there, as you can see. And we get a bucket to put under here because there's going to be water coming out. So I've got one down the bottom here and two up the top. Alrighty boys, got the bottom torque bolt out. Got the big bucket starting to leak. So at the records I did it the other way. I did the two at the top and then the one at the bottom, and it just water went everywhere, all over me. And yeah, I learnt my lesson. So do the bottom one first, top two, and then I can actually hold it because the water pump actually fell at the wreckers. So I should be able to hold it and get it out. A bit hard to see the bolts, but it's one here and one there. Alright, just had a little lunch break. So I've got the bolt out from the bottom, and this one on this side, which I can't see. I've loosened it off, haven't got it out yet. And then we've got one on this side, which is easy. So the family's going out to a friend's place to play in their pool because it's so hot today. So I'll get the water pump off, let it drain while I take him over there, because we've only got my Skyline running at the moment. So let's get that off, let it drain. Got a big tub under there. Gauge how much comes out to how much I'm going to put back in. Oh. So I've just started to loosen off the third bolt. Bolt out. Alright boys, I'm back. Just dropped the family off at a friend's house so they can have a swim. Picked up some red coolant as well. So time to put the other water pump on. Yeah, it was hard to get it off. There was a lot more on here than when I pulled the other one off at the wreckers, but shouldn't be too bad getting it back on. Alrighty boys, got the water pump back on. That top bolt was pretty annoying. Put the belt back on. So gonna get everything back together. Gonna leave this off and the wheel off. I'll start it up and see how it goes and add some coolant. I have dried off this area as well. Just used the air gun, dried it all off so we can see if there's any leaks coming out. Now it did tend to run down this area, so I'll blew that off there as well. And yeah, just keep an eye on that area, make sure it's not squeaky. Hopefully it's not squeaking, fingers crossed. And then if it's alright, I'll put it all back together. Oh yeah, I was going to degrease the piping. Yeah, I'll degrease the piping. So I laid it all out, so this will go back on first, then that, then that, then that. So I'll give that a bit of a squirt with degreaser, blow it out with the air, and just making sure there's no sensors on there. There are no sensors, so it should be alright. See that oil there? That just came out of that 9 degrees. So much oil. Whew. Alright guys, just got this bracket back on. Now I'm going to put tension onto the tensioner for the supercharger. So down there I'm going to pull that pin I made out, and yeah, then we'll move on to the piping. I've got one out there with degreaser in it. I'm about to blow it out, so yeah, make sure I plug everything back in too. So I've got the switch on the clutch clicked in, then I've got a connector that goes to that up pipe, and we've got this goes to something. Oh. Alright, I gotta step out and pick up the family. Well, they're only gone for a couple of hours, but I'm putting them back together now. Just trying to get that pipe up to where it should be so I can get the sensor into it and then bolt it down. But yeah, I'm going to step out for a bit, and the GoPro's getting flat, so I'll give it time to charge up by the time I get back. Alrighty guys, I'm back. Alright, so we've got this pipe on at the bottom as well. Got the supercharger one on as well. Had my first bad wound, nicked it on that little fella. So yeah, about to put on the pipe there with the butterfly in it. So I did have to finagle it out, so that's how we go getting it back in. Alrighty boys, it's all back together. I am missing one screw, which is down here. It fell into the abyss. I was so close to getting it out, just like a claw machine. Fell off and could not find it. So don't forget to remind me that I need to get another one. It should be okay. There are 4 screws holding that down, just not that one. It's probably the worst one to actually lose because there is a pipe on this side that's just pressed in with O-rings, so hopefully it's okay. But ready for a startup and to fill it with coolant and check for leaks. Alright, ready for a startup. Got my raspberry lemonade, so we'll stay down here and see how everything's going, if it's leaking or not. Fingers crossed it doesn't leak. Sounds good. We do have a check engine light. That was already there. Got no leakage? Yep. Obviously we need to let it warm up. Get the water out of this expansion tank, because I know I lost a few litres, so should be good. It's quiet. Alrighty boys, so the water didn't go down much. Now what I revved it up, you can only rev up to I think 3.5, nearly 4, while in neutral, and it started to squeak. I'm like, oh, it's the same squeaking. So with this off, actually just that's water in there. I just squirted a little bit of water onto the belt, and it stopped. So, it was a belt, but we do have a problem with the supercharger and the clutch. So it's a little water pump still going. Oh, let that go. Alright, I'm going to get this wheel on and get it off the jack stand. Actually, I'll get the cover on and yeah, get the wheel well cover on, wheel on, and I'll take it for a little drive. I'll take my raspberry cordial with me, top it off if it needs it. Yeah. There we go. After I heard the pump stop, I took the lid off and it sucked it through. So I'll put some raspberry cordial in there and raspberry lemonade and top it up. Still got the squeaky belt. Right, so I just got out the driveway and it said stop and check coolant. So I just put more coolant in. Got about a litre with me. See how this supercharger goes. Alright, so supercharger is coming on so much better. However, there's something else going on. It wasn't all jerky and stuff, so that's fixed. That was a water pump. That was a water pump issue. Now the supercharger is dropping out, so throttle position maybe. Yeah, do a little bit more research, but I know I did actually fix something. So yeah, it's better to drive. It's not squeaky. I'm sure she'll be happy. She's got to go get new tyres tomorrow, so that'd be good. Really needs them. Yeah, I guess that's it for the water pump. Water pump's fixed. Just got to let it cool down a bit, and I've got to top it up a little bit more. It's right on minimum, so I'll just top that up. So I'm going to end this episode here. If you like this episode, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button and the post notification bell. Stay up to date with my builds. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next episode. Bye.